you feel me, having this support system, having you guys here to really critique me, to stand here and question, are you using proper risk? Did you follow your trade plan? Did you do this? Did you do that? And really put me under a lens, because I'm putting myself under the lens of social media. I think this is more than manageable, more than attainable, and I think I could help some of you guys get on this path and we can grow together. So thank you for coming and watching. I've been as real as I possibly can. I have not held back anything. I have not capped. I've been truthful, you feel me? Never or always, and I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. So thank you for coming out here. It's been your boy, NOA Banks, back with another one, keeping it as real as possible. I'll catch y'all. Back with another one for another video of As Real as Possible, where I backtest and show you the real side of trading and talk about real trading topics and subjects. Excuse me. I'm having my oatmeal for breakfast right now, so excuse me. I probably should have waited. Anyways, so right now I'm about to come back and show you guys the trade we left off on. If I remember correctly, the trade originally came off of this short, and I said it might short here or it might pull up somewhere around here and actually short. And I actually went for the short somewhere around in this area and got stopped out almost immediately. And then it came up, made this double top formation, and then I saw the opportunity for it to pull back and retest there for another short, and it started to go down and down and down. The only problem was it did not actually take the time to set an order, and I missed that entry. And so what's actually really nice and crazy is off that last movement, I ended up setting up this next trade, and my confirmation is coming right about now. There's only 5 more minutes in this 30-minute candle, same with this 15, and I guess technically this new 5-minute candle just began. So I'm gonna wait for this last 5 minutes to close in 3 minutes, excuse me. And once that happens, I'm actually gonna enter the short, and then I'm gonna jump back in time, start back testing up to current price, and then from there I'll get this video up to you guys and also do one for NOS 100. So something I want to talk to you guys about real quick is, since you're already here on NOA and you see what I'm doing with Forex, if you want to see the behind the scenes, what I'm doing in life outside of Forex, and actually get to see another side of me, head over to my other page, The Kingdom, where I'm going to just be talking about my goals as a person, as a king, building my business, and my kingdom is actually centered around NOA. In Forex and a bunch of other things. I'm just going to be talking about a bunch of random stuff, doing vlogs, interviewing people, having fun, showing what I'm doing, growing in life. It's going to be really similar to how I show myself growing my trading account. But all the money, all the profits that I make in my trading account, I'm going to lob over to, obviously, my lifestyle, to the kingdom. And then I'm going to put up dope videos of me traveling, different investment ideas that I'm doing, including the ones I put on here, and a bunch of other things. So I think that'll be dope. By the way, there's only 2 more minutes in this 30-minute candle before I enter, and so I'm gonna look at NOS 100, and this is actually a trade that I set up the other day and thought would have been a really nice trade to do because of this double top. And there's this pattern, a W inside of an M. So you can look on the outside, it makes an M shape, but there's a W inside of that. And that's a trading pattern my trading mentor taught me one time. And I'll probably do a video over that and how to see it as it's coming. But then you even have this little bull flag. But honestly, real quick, I'm just trying to BS until the end of this last 1 minute candle, so that I can get into this EU short. And once I get into this EU short, then I'm going to start back testing. To keep it as real as possible, really quick, I'm going to jump over here. You can see my equity is down to 107.20. That's because of the trade I told you back here. Like this short, I took it, it was only 20 pips, and I risked $1 per pip and ended up losing $20 on that trade. And so to keep it as real as possible, I can even show you the trading history. It's this trade right here. I lost $26. It hit my stop loss. And I also took a little trade on Nas, and I won for $6.63. But yeah, you can see this, like, ew. I can have some strings of some good dubs, strings of some losses. It's ugly in here, man, and I gotta clean that up. But that's what you guys are here for. You guys are gonna watch and see the journey. And by the way, that last 1 minute candle just closed. So now I have the perfect chance to get in on what I think is going to be a nice double top formation on this lower time frame coming off this demand zone. And so I have $100 in my account. I am going to be risking 20% of my account, and that means for this trade I will be risking around $21, and that means for my account size I need to have a 0.10 lot, so a 10 lot or a micro, I believe. If I'm incorrect, then crucify me, but oh well. I'll get better as time progresses, and I'll make sure my terminology is right. So I want to risk 20 pips, and I want to take this to the negative 272. So I'm going for 111 pips on 1 to 5. So if I'm risking 21, I should double my account right now. Actually, really quick, I'm just going to enter the trade. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to screen record me entering, so you know this is completely real. 10-cent lot, entered the trade, executed at the point of 1.09738, and I'm going to keep my stop loss at 20 pips, so you have to go 200 ticks, and then I'm going to leave my TP the same. So now I have to open this up one more time, and then I will be able to get my stop loss of 0.9938 and my take profit of 0.8641. And already it's kind of shaking in profit. We're up like 3 pips already. It's moving just a tad bit, you feel me? Or I'm up 2.5 pips apparently. But simple enough. But now that I have this entry, what I'm going to do is I'll actually just open up a different side of the same chart, and I'll back test on here. But I really don't like the red and blue, so I got to make a quick adjustment to my screen. And if you don't know how, I guess this is a good way to show you. So if you go to your chart settings and you go to body, this will change the color of the body of your candles. But you can leave the borders so that the outside of these will remain red or blue, and then you can change the wick color as well to like black. Me, I prefer everything to be black just so I'm not getting confused or influenced by the coloring of the candle, but rather I trade based off my strategy and what I actually see. Why is the borders? Okay. Anyways, yeah, this is how I like my markets, my charts. I like it all blacked out so that I'm only influenced by the zones I draw up and my fibs and even market structure that I see. Because when there's too many colors on the screen, it kind of blows my eyesight, and then I can't trade properly. So I want to be able to trade the best I can, so I make it as simple as possible and only see black. So like that, all deathed out charts. Alright, now we are going to start back testing, and I don't want to go, whoa. I don't know why the 4 hours so far. I don't want to go too far back, but I'm going to go, it's March 14th, so if we go to the beginning of, or end of January, beginning of February type time, this will be good. And then once we get here, it's just right back to the process, same as last video. We want to find the supply zone. Once we find the supply zone, mark that up, pull your fib, and then once you do those two things, let it pull back to your zone. Okay, so my supply zone is here. And now go to a low time frame. And let's see what we can do. I'm gonna pull here. Let's just get into this trade because I am dilly-dallying too much. Pull my fib here, and I want to take a short from around the 50, maybe even lower, just because of the fact that the zone is so much lower, but there's so much room within the zone that going from the 50 fib wouldn't be too bad of a guesstimate. And so it rips through my zone, and now what I have to do is flip my thinking, because it broke structure, and then take the next step of finding the next zone and trying to enter off of that, get the next best opportunity that I can. Pull my fib through, and this lines up exactly with my 618, which is another good form of confluence and confirmation for my trade. So let that go, and TP, simple. Now we look for another zone, but you don't see any clear supply zones on the 30. So we can jump up to the 1 hour, and you can see we have this one right here, and we also have this really strong candle here, so we have this supply zone. And really quick, I just realized I've never actually explained what a supply or a demand zone is. So say I come all the way over here to some random candle like, where's a good example? Okay, here's a good example. When you see a really strong impulsive candle in one direction, when you see a really strong impulsive candle in one direction, the candle before that would become your supply or demand zone. Boom. And you can see when price came back to this zone right here, price shut off a little bit. Didn't necessarily follow the trend all the way, but then here's another example. You have this little doji candle in between this really strong Marbozu impulsive candle. Price came back up to here, or down to here, excuse me, and impulsed up. Right here, you have this really strong impulsive candle here. Only thing about this situation though is, overall, if you look at the bigger time frame of the chart, this is all one big consolidation, so it doesn't look as it usually would. But all the same, right here you have this really strong impulsive Marbozu candle. It comes, slightly touches the bottom of this wick here off of this really strong impulsive candle, and it shorts through. Same thing here, you have a strong impulsive candle up, it comes here, comes to that zone, pushes up for the long, that way. And it's the same thing over and over and over, the same process over and over. You can see supply and demand zones all over the place. One really strong impulsive candle, boom, this zone. Price ends up breaking through, so what do? Take a next strong impulsive candle. Price comes back to that wick right here, shorts off. Right here, it created a break of structure, and so now we're just completing the same cycle. Now we had a break of structure. Well, price came down here, excuse me. Now we're having that break of this structure, this supply zone that we previously had. So now we're going to start taking longs. There we go. Now we have this supply zone, or this demand zone, excuse me, down here. And this is right between our 50 and our 618, so it tells us it's a pretty solid zone. It doesn't necessarily align exactly with one of our fib lines, but boom, look at that, same thing. And typically I like to risk 20-ish so pips, but I guess based on my entry I wouldn't have gotten that luxury, but it was still 1.72. Had I actually done something a little bit different, which would be, if I'm on the 1 hour, you can see this is kind of a little bit more impulsive than the other candles. I don't think it's as impulsive as this specific candle right here, and it doesn't have the same amount of weight, but you could have made this one your supply zone right here, and it would have exceeded your 718, but at that same time you could have gotten this trade with so much better accuracy, and it would have been such a nice snipe of an entry that you would have really only needed to risk 10 pips and had a 1 to 6. And if you risked, say, $20 on, let's just do the math. Say you risked $20 on this 10 pips, you would have ended up with, and I'm gonna change my account size to 100 to make it super simple. If you would have lost this trade, you would have had $80 left in your account. If you would have won this, you would have had $136 left in your account based off of having 100. So you would have over doubled your account on one trade, risking only 10 pips if you would have sniped based off of that supply zone versus the one I went with. Versus, I mean, making off a $100 account, if I took this higher trade, I would have went up to I want to say 145, 147, 135, which isn't too bad, because that's still scaling your account 35%, which is amazing. But just starting at a lower account, it's kind of tough to be happy and desire that, which is a whole nother video in and of itself about how you actually trade without getting into greed and over trading. So this trade's actually going to be a little bit different from my prior experience. I know when price impulse is tough like this on EU, the new bottom becomes whatever the low point of the consolidation is, and like it sometimes will break some into the consolidation a little bit, but after that it'll keep running. And from my guess, this should be somewhere around the 23 or 38.2 fib. Exactly lined it up almost perfectly on the 38.2 fib. But yeah, since it's so impulsive, wow, that was almost exactly the 38.2 fib. But regardless, yeah. It should bounce off that zone and continue long. It shouldn't reach all the way to the 50 or the 618 fib, and that's just coming from knowledge of having previously back tested EU so much. I may be wrong though. Oh, I was literally wrong. Touches the 50 fib right after I said it wouldn't. But even then, the zone is still being held pretty nicely, and it broke out. So I was talking all that just to lose. So another lesson, you never know what's actually going to happen in trading. You could back test, you could study the markets, know exactly what is done on every other trade beforehand, and still lose out on the trade. It really does not matter. So this is a tough situation. I think it's actually going to keep the short going. Okay, right here, I'm genuinely not sure, because what I was seeing is we clearly have this super strong demand zone down here. And I'm actually going to just delete some of these old trades and zones out of here just so like it's easier to see. But we clearly have this supply zone right, or this demand zone right here. And if that's true, then this bouncing off of this should tell me that we should be going long. Only problem is, on the flip side, we're in a downtrend on this side, which tells me that I should be going this way. And this could just be a consolidation for another impulse short, which I think it is more than anything. But it definitely could have gone boom, 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 boom for this longer move. I don't know. To try and remedy this, I'm going to trade this on the lower time frame and base all my trades off of that, and then jump back to the higher time frame in a minute. So right now, I'm seeing more of this having been an Elliott wave correction. Kind of this motion. So now the short's actually beginning again. So I should have entered here to take this down back to here. That's what I'm thinking this trade looks like most on the 15. If that's the case, from this wick down to the lowest wick, that would have been just above the 786. Oh my God, I didn't just do that. Oh shit. Nice thing about that trade, I ended up winning. Bad thing about that is like I saw kind of what's gonna happen in the longer term. So I kind of feel like for the rest of this video is gonna be cheating, but if I keep the time frame low enough and I don't really like watch all too much, I should be pretty solid. So now that it's impulsed off and everything, now I'm going to take this as the next zone I'm going to wait for price to pull up to. And now that I have that zone, I can trade intermediately between other time zones as it comes back to that. So boom, price just rejected and retraced up to my zone. And now I have the opportunity to scale in safely. And I'll use this as like a marker of text. Stop profit for my first entry. So this is important because one of my biggest problems in the reasons why my trading looks like this is because I'll be back testing and like I'll do this and I won't actually practice moving my stop profit or my stop loss in profit. And what will happen is I'll enter a trade kind of like this one up here, and as time moves on, I'll see like this impulse here and I'll enter somewhere down here, and then I'll be in drawdown for my entry that I took down here, but I'll be in profit this one, and so I'll be losing profit on my open entry, on my winning entry, as I'm also losing profit from this trade from down here. And so what I'm trying to get used to is letting trades play out impulse and pull back up to a new zone while keeping my original entry, so that I can have two entries going, working at the same time for the same trade without putting the first risk at trade of losing, while also still having the opportunity of winning with my second trade. You know, it's kind of a lot. Anyways, I'm gonna let this and see. Okay, this is exactly what I was just talking about. This is the type of thing that happens when I'm trading, and that actually messes me up. So like, just like this, I'll move my stop and my entry, my stop and profit. This will get knocked out, so then I'll start opening more entries on the short. But as this first one got knocked out, I'll close that. I'll close the second entry as well, and I'll be down what I should have not lost. And then I'll get really mad and start opening more trades. So I feel like this is an actual perfect example of what I was just trying to practice. Waiting until the perfect time to scale in and knowing how much of an entry to use and how large of a stop. And so like with this one, I guess I would have needed to put it into the stop area of my first trade while also not having moved my stop from my first trade either. I don't know. Like, this is a journey, like I said, of us learning to trade together. Like, this is why I don't want to make a course. Like, there's still questions I need answered and lessons I still need to learn for myself. But now I'm just going to take you on that journey with me. Oh, by the way, now I'm down about 2 pips on EU. It went in profit and now it's pulling back, but that's just a little short trade update. See, and my thing is, now I feel like this is another safe spot to enter this short on, like, say, here, I don't know. But then, to be safe and feel comfortable, I feel like I need to put my stop up here beyond where I could lose, so like I should expect it to pull back up to here. Let's see if that works out. Oh, it did. See, this is a learning lesson for everybody. And this is why I'm glad I'm bringing you guys on this journey, because it's like there's certain things that now that I'm vocalizing this and having to talk to you guys, give you guys the knowledge I already have, I'm starting to learn new things, starting to put new things into my arsenal that I hadn't thought about, that have always been here and I've always been able to use. It's just I didn't activate it because I didn't have a reason, or at least I didn't think I have a reason. Oh, perfect. So I feel like this is pretty comfortable. I have 2 little forms of confluence. The only thing I really want to see now is for this EMA, the 50 or 200 EMA, to come down and reject off like that. And bingo. I didn't realize my stop was at 50 pips, which was actually really good for me. I'm glad that happened. But that was a good trade nonetheless. Okay, we're almost back to current price and where we originally started, so I'm gonna try and hustle this up because this is starting to become a pretty long video, but this is fun, man. I don't see any supply zones in here or any demand zones in here. Am I tripping, or do you guys see any yourselves? Like, really the only one I could see is like this one. Or, I mean, you have these 2 candles, so like this. But even then, that's iffy to me. Anyways, let's just, whoa. Okay, perfect. We finally got that zone we need. So if we put it here like that, and we even have this one on the lower time frame, but we'll mark it. Break a structure, pull back. We should be looking for a long off of this. zone on the 4 hour. If that's the zone on the 4 hour, we're gonna take this all the way to that zone, and we want to short it off of this 4 hour zone. Okay, let's see if these are both some sniper entries. Let's see. Oh, I missed the entry. What? Oh, wait, is this the same one from yesterday? I think it is. Oh, that's so tragic. That is the same trade from yesterday that I missed. Or no, it can't be from yesterday. From the video, from the other backtesting video, I should say. But that's so crazy. And I got stopped out on the same trade. That's so crazy. I made the same mistake. That's how I at least know I'm consistent. So that actually makes me pretty happy. But it just sucks that that's the same issue that I've run into twice and that I've seen more than once, you feel me? And I'm going through more than once. But then you got this trade here, boom. And I would have tried to wait for this supply zone. Didn't ever actually touch, but you could have taken it off the 2 or 38.2 for that move. The next one would be this trade. We have that zone marked up. Wait for it to pull back to the 50 for this short here. Let's see. And I gotta take out some of these now, just so you can see things more clear. There you go. So it came up, touched the 618. So, oh, all right, cool. Since we're back to current price, now I'm gonna adjust this same thing back to my original trade. 3-8. Now, how is my profit level wrong? Take profit 0.8641. There we go. Anyways, so now that I'm done mumbling and stuttering over my words, here's the trade, here's my entry. You've seen the back testing, you've seen the work put in, and I'm gonna come back to you and show you an update to see if the trade was won or lost. Alright, it's been your boy NOA Banks, back with another one, and I'm really thankful that you guys took the time to come out, watch this video, and learn about some Forex. It's been really fun talking to you guys, and I really enjoy this series. I think it's going to be really cool for me and my trading to have you guys here to support me, but it'll also be great for me to just give out game for free, allow you to learn Forex for free as you push me to be a better trader. So I thank you, I love you, and it's been your boy NOA Banks. So have a great one.